Look at these two beautiful machines. We've already had the G80 M3 looking good for a while now, but if you guys have been following the channel, we just finished most of the stuff on the Supra. We still have some stuff to do, but most of it is done. So we did a super aggressive front lip over here. We did some side skirts, and on the rear end, I think probably my favorite part, we did this super aggressive diffuser. Like, this thing looks mean. We also did that spoiler over there, which is cool too. But this diffuser, man, like, look at this shot. That looks insane. So we finally got this Supra looking right. We also did obviously other stuff, like we finally got an OEM hood and we painted it to match the rest of the car. Do excuse all the watermarks. I actually washed the car the other day, but it rained recently. We got some proper ceramic XPEL window tints, 20% all around, except for the windshield, of course. And yeah, overall, man, this thing looks absolutely amazing. I know there's a few things we still need to do, like the wheels and a few other things, but like, look at this angle. Sheesh. Yeah, this thing looks sick. And don't forget, guys, this thing's already performance beast. So we've already femto unlocked the car. We have a catted downpipe. We have an MST intake. We have an AWE exhaust. We also did some stuff to the engine bay, put this really cool carbon piece over here. We have a Blitz strut bar, which honestly looks a lot better than I was expecting. And overall, man, like, this thing is an absolute beast. It pushes out, I think it's like 430 wheel horsepower and 515 pound-feet of torque. So not only does it look good now, but it's already been a performance beast. However, as much as I love the way that this car is turning out, I'm kind of starting to face some realities with this car. And it's kind of starting to hit me. It probably should have hit me sooner. But yeah, this was probably the worst car I ever bought. Not because of the car itself, but because of everything around it. The G80 M3 has been an amazing car. You guys already know I had this car, it's like coming up on almost 2 years now, which is crazy. We did a whole bunch of stuff to this car as well, from the exterior to this wrap, which we're actually going to be removing hopefully pretty soon, as long as the weather gets nice. The interior, we even did like a custom steering wheel, some Alcantara stuff. This thing's amazing. And it's honestly like exponentially more expensive than the Supra. This car MSRP was $97K. This car I bought for $28K, but it's not about the money. What it comes down to is two things. One, YouTube and content. I'm kind of starting to learn that the Supra just doesn't do well on my channel. I think it does well on other channels, and I guess I kind of looked at that. I was like, oh, well, it'll do well on my channel as well. That is absolutely not the case. Those videos that I did with this entire body kit, as expensive as it is and as much work as it was, I even tried to make the videos entertaining, they're just not hitting the same. Whereas when I did those same type of videos on the M3, and those videos weren't even as good because I wasn't, you know, as knowledgeable about editing and all that, they did way better. So naturally, the Supra just does not do as well as the M3. I also did a poll on my channel probably a few weeks ago asking you guys what videos would you rather see, the Supra or the M3. The M3 was like 85% and only 15% for the Supra. So most people don't want to see the Supra. I get it. You know, I think this channel really stems from BMWs, going back to my 435, to the 330, to the X3, to the X5, and obviously to the G80. This is the first non-BMW that I've owned, although it is a BMW in my mind. It's the BMW Supra. But yeah, overall the M3 just does way better. I know it's exponentially more expensive, and you know, the bang for the buck, the Supra's probably better. But then there's a second thing, and that has to do with family. And that's not just to quote Vin Diesel, but you know, this M3 is not the most practical car, but at the end of the day, it's a 4-door 5-seater. I can, and I have in the past, put my kids in the back seat of this thing. So even if it's not doing well for YouTube, because I haven't really been making too many videos about it since we finished most of the stuff on it, I can still use it for my family. Whereas this, I mean, just to point out the obvious here, guys, this is a 2-door 2-seater. Like, absolutely useless when it comes to a family. Yeah, I can take my wife out in it, but she doesn't really like the Supra that much, whereas the M3, she actually loves this car. Now, obviously, I have my X5, which is my family car, but in a pinch, like when this car is down, when the oil pump was, you know, messed up, I was able to take the M3, whereas the Supra, it's kind of useless in that regard. Like, yeah, I can take it for myself, drive it to work and all that, but otherwise, it really has no use. Like, I sometimes take this thing just to run to Home Depot. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys a little more about it and explain a little further, but let's just go for a little drive and change up the scenery. Also, do excuse the mess in here. I've been filming a lot and just didn't really have enough time to clean it up. But yeah, let's just hear this thing. This thing sounds so good. I don't know, I really feel like we did this car justice. From the AW exhaust to the stage 2 tune, it sounds amazing, it drives amazing, it looks amazing now. Something I gotta say that I kinda, you know, almost regret is this car used to be an easy car for me to drive, like getting in and out of the driveway, because the M3 is so low, and with that front lip, it's tough to just even get out of my driveway, which isn't even that bad. This car wasn't. But now with all these mods, it is. And it's kind of making me realize why this is a bad decision even more so. So other than the fact that my driveway is really awkward, and I sometimes have to do that, I'm going to have to angle this thing so we don't scrape. It's actually not too bad. And then come back around. Unfortunately though, it's, yeah, not like, I guess small enough to do it all in one turn. So this is a pretty small car. So then yeah, I have to take multiple turns, which again isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's just not ideal. So we're gonna throw this thing in sport mode. It is a pretty cold day, so we're not gonna turn off traction, but even still, it's fighting for it. Oh man, yeah, this thing is, it's such an amazing car. I don't want you guys to think that I hate the Supra. I've said it before on my channel, I'll say it again. This car has been an absolute dream car for me. I've like lusted over this car ever since it was released in 2020 or 2019, whenever this car came out. And I always really wanted it. And I finally got it, and I got it in a way that it makes sense. And I've always said, like, you know, I don't want to sell this car, all that type of stuff, but you know, reality is kind of setting in. So like I said, content wise, this car does not do well. You know, people just don't watch the videos, and it's not to your guys' fault, you know, by no means. You want to watch what you want to watch, and I can't blame you. The M3 is a more BMW enthusiast dream car as opposed to this Supra. So I get it, you know, that's my fault, but it's more than that. It's also the family aspect. Like I said, like this thing's a 2-seater. I can't put my family in this car. Like I can only drive it myself. I can make videos about it, and then also I can just drive it to work, drive it to like Home Depot or AutoZone if I need to pick up something. Otherwise, it's a pretty useless car. But most of the time, guys, like I'm driving to work, I'm doing the things that I just said, or I'm driving with my family. And I mean, most of that is actually with my family because I only do stuff with them. So I really can't take this car and enjoy it most of the time, which I would be okay with if the content was doing well. Like if I can justify this car for the videos and the content and the money that it makes. But trust me, YouTube does not pay like that. The views that I get on this car, it does not pay for it. Even though there's no monthly payment, at the end of the day, like I did fork up 28 grand and money, you know, to paint the hood and the trunk and the money for the hood and other parts on this car. So I'm in it a lot of money. And sometimes I think like, man, if I sell this car, I can just pocket all that because I have no loan. So if I sell this car for like 30 to 40K, that's all money in my pocket, which is very tempting. Whereas obviously other cars, when you have a loan on them, you know, it's not as tempting. The X5 I don't have a loan on, but that's a family car. I'm not gonna sell it because I use it for my family, you know? But there's a lot of things that kind of go into it. So the content thing, the family thing, and then I'll be honest with you guys, my wife plays a role. So obviously I'm a married man, and my wife has a lot of influence on the things that I do. So when I got the M3, she really liked the car. Like she fell in love with that car as well. She even spec'd it to her liking. She picked out the ivory interior. She's the one who did that. So she feels really connected to that car. And if you guys remember, I went through like this phase, I'll call it, where I wanted to sell, oh, we're not gonna catch that light, never mind, where I wanted to sell the M3, but my wife was actually the one who stopped me. She's like, no, like it's, even if it's not making money or something like that, it's a passion thing, we both love it, let's keep it. My wife does not feel that way about this car. Like she likes it, she thinks it's cool, but when we go on like a date night or something without the kids, you know, we'll take the M3. It's also a more luxurious car. It feels more like high-end, more of like a, you know, you got the ambient lighting going on and all that, which she loves. Whereas this car, it feels a little more raw. You know, the interior is more basic, which I personally do not mind. But my wife, and I feel like, you know, most people would agree with her, she doesn't like it as much. So whenever we go on like a date night or something, she only wants to take the M3. She's just not really tied to this car or crazy about this car, which is fine. Again, that wouldn't be the only reason why I'm kind of regretting this car. It's, again, combining everything that I said previously. So if you guys have been following my channel since the very beginning, you'll know that I started off with the 435. That car I did not buy for YouTube. I did not buy for content. I had that car, and I bought that car because I just genuinely loved it. I was just a young professional, and I wanted something that was sporty, luxurious, all-wheel drive, because I do live in New York and I only wanted to own one car. And, you know, I chose the 435. And then at some point, I decided to start a YouTube channel because, you know, I just love watching YouTube videos. Like, let me make YouTube videos. So that's why I had the 435. Eventually, I got the X3, and that car did not do great for content, but I will say the videos after the fact did start to do well, and that's because no one else was really making videos about the X3. So content-wise, the X3 turned out to be a great video. Like, I did a video about the front grille, and that thing still gets views to this day. I did videos about the side mirrors on the X3, and because, again, no one was making videos about it, it was actually a good idea. But it wasn't just about the content with the X3. I bought it because I was gonna have my first kid, and, you know, I wanted a family SUV, or at least just a bigger, because it wasn't really like that family of an SUV. It's pretty much like a big sedan, which was fine. It did its job. Oh, there's a cop right there. Good thing we're going slow, guys. We always go slow, by the way, always following the speed limit. We're going at 56 and a 55. Yeah, buddy. So the X3 was a good decision in a lot of ways. Worked out for my family, you know, more space, the bigger trunk, whatever. You guys get the point. Next car I got was a 330i. Now, that car was also a great decision. I had a video, or I made a video kind of condensing all the videos that I made about that car, building a 330i in 10 minutes. That video went crazy. It got 1.2 million views. It made me, not even that, you guys trust me, you would think it made a lot more money than it actually did. But regardless, it did make me some money, and it kind of worked out in that way. It did. The other videos that I did about it, like even the individual videos, those did pretty decent. And then in general, I feel like a lot of people found my channel through that car. A lot of people related to that car. It was still a great family car as well. I used it to commute to work and all that. So it was a good decision for content, for my family, and also in terms of bang for the buck. Like, I bought that car for like 23K. So it really wasn't an expensive car. So that car was a great decision. The X5, that one, I mean, I don't make too many videos about it, and I'll be honest with you guys, I've had a whole bunch of issues with it. But just in terms of family use, I use that car so much. It being a third row SUV, that's a great family car. It's so spacious. You know, we can put car seats in the back and still not feel squished in the front seats, which the X3 we did. So that's why I'm saying the X3 wasn't really a great family car. But the X5 certainly was. Let's pop this in sport for a little bit. Anyways, the X5 was a great car for my family, and that in itself, oh, I should have turned in over there. Oh, I missed it. Whatever. It's a great car for the family, so it's a great car in general, and I still own it. I'm trying to think, did I own any other cars? I got the 435, the 330i, the X3, the X5, oh, the M3. So the M3, like I said, I think in the beginning of this video, guys, like, that was the most expensive car by far, and I'm still dealing with the car payment to this day. Even the X5 I just paid off, but the M3 I still have the payment. So it's definitely the most expensive by far, but the content did really well. It opened up a lot of opportunities for me in terms of like sponsorships and getting closer to certain you know, companies and all that type of stuff. And yeah, like the videos did really well. I had one video at least go viral with it. Like, I think that I did like a review of the M3, and that video did really well. So in terms of that, it was actually a really good decision in the long run. And still, like, when I upload a video about the M3, I can tell like people are just more interested in that car. So overall, the M3 kind of but, and then also let's not forget, guys, my wife loves that car. and you know, I can use it for my family in a pinch, so it does work out. But we're gonna have to find a way to get into this garage. I kind of messed up and went the wrong way. Maybe we can find somewhere else to film a little bit instead of the typical spot. We'll try to find something. Anyways, all the cars were, you know, not the worst decisions. However, this Supra, you know, it definitely has its downturns, from the content to, you know, the family, whatever aspect of it. See, like, I don't know. Sometimes I really think like this car was kind of a bad idea. Now, I will say, and I think I touched on this already, I can at least sell this car for a good amount. Whereas every other car, I've, like, you know, lost money on them because they're just basic BMWs and they always depreciate. This Supra I bought for a really good deal because it's a rebuilt title. And then not only that, with the work that we put into it, you know, I'm confident I can sell this thing for significantly more than I bought it for. I know this is a long rant, and this probably isn't gonna make sense to a lot of you guys, because a lot of people just assume like, oh, you make so much money off of YouTube, you get a car and you make videos about it, it's worth it. That's really not the case, guys. Like, I wish it was, but it's just not. But we can maybe go into there. It's kind of a small parking lot though. Oh, security's there. Gosh dang it. He's just sitting there on his phone. Let's come over here. Yeah, I don't want to keep on ranting because, again, I don't know if this is making sense to some of you guys. Again, you know, it's kind of hard to understand if you don't make YouTube videos, because I don't know if it's going to make sense if you don't make YouTube videos and, you know, you don't try to balance that as well as having a family, because, you know, someone like Mike, who's a good friend of mine, you know, he also makes YouTube videos, but he doesn't have to worry about the whole family aspect. I do. So a car like this, to maybe someone like Mike or any other YouTuber who just does YouTube videos, maybe you can still justify it, but for me, having a family, I don't know if it's worth it, because don't forget, guys, not only do you pay for the car itself, and I have all that money sitting in this car that I can just sell it and then pocket that money, buy another house or something, but you also pay for insurance, and these cars aren't exactly cheap to insure, especially in New York, where insurance is absolutely insane. By the way, if I'm stuttering, it's because I'm stuffed up if I sound funny, so don't judge me. But anyways, I do love the way that this thing looks. Let's keep on staring at it. I'm like, just fall in love with this car all over again every time I see it. It's so tough. I guess what I'm trying to get at here, guys, is I'm probably gonna sell this car. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna list it for sale and just see what I can get for it. I'm gonna finish a few things off first, but afterwards I'm gonna list it for sale and see how it goes. I tested the waters with the M3, but the M3 was tough because the M3, like, I have a big loan on it, and, you know, not a lot of people are gonna come buy that car in cash. Whereas this car, I have the title. I don't have to worry about paying off any loan or anything like that. And yeah, like, I can just simply sell it and be fine. All right, let's not take too much longer. Point is, guys, this car might be easier to sell. I have the title in hand. It's gonna be cheaper for someone to buy, so more likely someone can come buy it in cash. But yeah. Anyways, biggest mistake? Probably. Yeah, I know a lot of you don't even care about the Supra, so you're probably not going to care much. But the M3 will still stay around. But otherwise, I'm going to wrap up this video here. So if you guys enjoyed it, if you guys maybe understand where I'm coming from and can, you know, either relate or just understand, drop this video a like. And yeah, with that said, this video is pretty much done. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.